From the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, this is an ITTV special report.
Laptops, of course, are getting smaller and smaller, but are not lacking in power in many cases. Our next guest is a vice president for notebook category management. That's kind of an interesting title right there. From HP, Fredrik Hamberger. Did I almost get close to saying
almost
that? It looks like Hamburger, but it's what kind of a name?
Swedish.
Swedish. So how do you say your last name?
Hamberger.
Absolutely correct. Well, Fredrik, welcome into tomorrow. Let's talk about such things as the HP Envy Spectre, which is something getting a lot of attention here.
Absolutely, and so it should. And I think, when you look at it, and we look at the competitive field in general, when we think about building notebooks in general, we think not about how do you build a product to match a standard spec or something like that. We think about how do you build something that's targeting what the customer wants and things that we think will delight the customer. So I think you'll see that across the board in all of our products that we're going to show you here today, how and why we make trade-offs that are not necessarily the same as the industry when we build our products.
Now, we talked about laptops getting smaller in your introduction, and they are certainly becoming smaller and smaller, lighter and lighter, and
Absolutely.
yet being more powerful, which is really cool about anything in electronics these days for the most part.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way things have been going and should be going, I think, over the years. So what makes some of these new lines of HP laptops particularly special that keeps them so powerful yet lighter and smaller?
So I think the one we'll start with, we'll actually start with the smallest one, and then we'll move up from there.
Okay.
And the smallest one we have is the Folio. So, very, very sleek and thin product.
Yeah, very lightweight.
The thing that you'd look at in general, so it's just over 3 pounds, but the thing that stands out with it is if you think about the old ultra mobile user, what's the number one thing you think about beyond having a small notebook?
Battery life?
Battery life.
Yeah.
So the thing that we did, which you see very few people did, is we made it slightly bigger than everybody else. Because we don't think people care if it's 17 or 18 millimeters. We think they care about, can I get 9 hours of battery life instead of 6?
Yeah.
So if you look at the Folio is a product that we've designed both for sort of the consumer market as well as for that small business market, where you get that over 9 hours of battery life. It's slightly over 3 pounds. It's super powerful to carry around with you with the new technology that we have in it. It even comes with, we have the SSD drives into it, so we have the fast start technology, so you get that instant
SSD
response from the product. So, and then it has some nice features. Like you think about the traditional Road Warrior, the number one of the key things we hear time and time again, backlit keyboard. So, of course, we packed in a backlit keyboard. And if you're so inclined that you want to protect your data, we even have an option for it to have the TPM security chip. So you think of that range of a consumer to a prosumer. This is that ultra mobile workhorse that will go with you. It will last longer than almost any other ultrabook in the industry, and it's still super lightweight.
And Dolby Advanced Audio in such a small package.
Absolutely.
So no doubt it sounds good as well.
Absolutely. So you carry it with you. It sounds great. We also, when you start looking and, we stretch between the different types of users of consumers and SMB users. When you start moving sort of, if you want that audio experience and if you want something even richer, that's where we start looking at these other two platforms that we have here with us. The one is the Spectre. And, it's almost hard. After showing, we can't almost show anything after the Spectre because it's such a premium product. And this one, again, comes back to that whole thing of, how do you drive a story around a platform that is for the ultra mobile user, but you give them a richer experience? Again, coming back to this whole thing of who cares if it's 3.7 or 3.8 pounds, but things on this one is everybody watches the screen. This is a beautiful radiance display. It's the brightest, most color-rich panel you'll see in the industry. It has a high resolution so you can fit more stuff. If it's your entertainment or if it's your emails, who cares? Backlit keyboard has one LED per key, so it means that none of them wash out. It has Beats audio in it, so you get that super rich sound. You have all the ports that you'd want on the side of it. Again, that whole thing of give it the experience that you want. In the Gorilla Glass, both on the outside, 3 layers of Gorilla Glass, which is one of the toughest materials in the industry, that give you that really, really cool look and feel. At the same time, it's super durable. This is what people have in their cell phones that they throw around all day long. And, it looks great, and it has the durability. beyond most metal materials or similar to metal that we have today.
Corning doing some pretty cool stuff with the Gorilla Glass.
Absolutely.
And even their new versions of it. And before we run out of town, the DM4 Beats Edition notebook.
And this is also showing that, for us, we want to enable mobility across the range. So you have sort of, $899 for the Folio, you have $1399, $1299 for the Spectre, and then you can get this one all the way down to $699. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, has more standard components, but gives you a more mobile option with great audio in it, great look and feel on it, and it still is that perfect sort of student usage, and it still has an optical drive for those that are so inclined.
And, of course, the Beats audio helping to sell it. Not a bad thing at all.
No. It's an awesome sound.
Gotta love it. Check it all out, of course, at hp.com. Easy website. Easy to get there. You'll see all the cool stuff Fredrik's talking about, what he and his team are working on. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us here at the Showstoppers event.
Thank you very much for the time.
Our pleasure. Back with more Into Tomorrow from CES, parts 1 and 2 of 3 weeks worth of CES coverage from Las Vegas. I'm Dave Graveline on the Advanced Media Network.